Mary Magdalene, a pivotal figure in Christian history, has been persistently depicted in ways that diminish the richness of her true narrative. For centuries, she has been remembered as a woman consumed by sin, a mere follower of Jesus, and ultimately someone in need of salvation. However, the authentic Mary Magdalene transcends these reductive interpretations. Her life story, replete with enigmas and hidden dimensions, establishes her as one of the most potent and multifaceted characters in religious history. Maria was born in a secluded village, far removed from the clamor of urban centers and the scrutiny of religious authorities. From her youth, her life was a tapestry woven with hardship and tribulation. She was not merely an ordinary woman of her time, but one who possessed an insightful perspective on spirituality and the human condition. Historical accounts and apocryphal texts, such as the Gospel of Mary, allude to a profound wisdom that she exhibited, a wisdom that eluded the comprehension of many of Jesus' apostles. Her relationship with Jesus transcended mere devotion. They shared a spiritual connection that proved elusive to the comprehension of the other disciples. According to texts that have been suppressed over time, Mary Magdalene not only followed Jesus, but grasped his essence in a way the other disciples could not. She functioned, in a sense, as the custodian of numerous teachings that were concealed so that the prevailing traditional narrative might remain unchallenged. Mary Magdalene played a pivotal role during the final days of Jesus. She was not merely a passive observer, but an active participant in Christ's mission. Her role in Jesus' crucifixion and resurrection was of paramount importance, and she was among the first to witness the resurrection. However, what few people realize is that what she witnessed was not merely the triumph over death, but also the revelation of profound secrets that Jesus entrusted to her. On the night of Jesus' arrest, Mary Magdalene was among the few who remained by his side, while the male disciples scattered in fear. She did not flee, but confronted the violence of the situation, steadfast in her presence as she witnessed the brutality inflicted upon Jesus. When he was crucified, Mary stood there alone, her heart shattered, while the others were absent. Following Jesus' death, it was Mary Magdalene who discovered the empty tomb and was the first to witness his resurrection. This encounter was not merely a vision of the resurrected Christ, but a profound spiritual revelation bestowed upon Mary, forging a connection with him more profound than any other disciple. She became the first missionary entrusted with the weighty responsibility of proclaiming the message of resurrection to the world. Over the centuries, the Church has constructed a narrative that diminishes the significance of Mary Magdalene. For many, she was merely a woman who repented of her sins and, like many others, followed Christ as a means of salvation. This perspective, however, not only trivializes her role, but also overlooks the texts that illuminate her true import. Throughout history, Maria has been accused of being a sinner, a woman of easy virtue, which is nonsensical when we consider the realities of social and spiritual relations of that era. Texts like the Gospel of Mary depict a woman with a profound understanding of Jesus' teachings and not someone merely seeking superficial redemption. Her spiritual leadership has been obscured by a narrative that relegated her to a subordinate position behind figures like Peter and John. The Gospel of Mary is one of the most revealing yet most suppressed texts within the Christian tradition. In it, Mary Magdalene is portrayed not as a mere follower, but as a leader endowed with an understanding that eluded the other disciples. The Gospel depicts Mary engaging in profound conversations with Jesus, in which he elucidates essential tenets of faith and spirituality to her. This Gospel unveils a captivating truth. Mary Magdalene, far from being a frail and marginalized woman, was a figure of significant authority and knowledge, even being questioned by the other apostles regarding the teachings she had received directly from Jesus. However, the misogyny prevalent at the time, coupled with the fear of a powerful female figure within Christianity, resulted in her story being obscured. In recent years, scholars and researchers have begun to challenge the established narrative surrounding Mary Magdalene. Discoveries of apocryphal texts, such as those found in the Nag Hammadi Library, have revealed a more comprehensive and reverential perspective on her life and her role within early Christianity. Mary Magdalene was not merely the woman who was forgiven, but a woman with a profound understanding of Christ's message, someone who possessed an undeniable spiritual authority worthy of veneration. As women's voices gain more prominence in both academia and society, the true story of Mary Magdalene begins to be rewritten. Her previously obscured role now shines with brilliance, and her image as a repentant sinner is being replaced by that of a spiritual leader, a favored disciple of Christ. The account of Mary Magdalene imparts to us numerous lessons concerning the courage to defy convention and champion truth. Her life was a persistent struggle against the societal constraints of her era. She was a woman ahead of her time, an individual who challenged the established order and remained steadfast in her faith, even when the world around her sought to suppress her voice. In our modern society, Mary Magdalene has emerged as a symbol of resilience. Her story teaches us the significance of striving for our truth, of not allowing external voices to define us, and of embracing authenticity on our spiritual path. Mary Magdalene, a woman forgotten by history, now rises as one of the most potent figures in Christian faith. So what did you think of this journey? Mary Magdalene is undoubtedly a fascinating and multi-layered figure. If you found this topic intriguing and want to delve deeper, subscribe to the channel and share your thoughts in the comments. What lessons did you glean from her story? Let's continue the conversation. And were you already familiar with all the details of Mary Magdalene's story? What did you think of what we just shared? If you have any stories or insights you'd like to contribute, leave them in the comments. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, click here and join us on this journey. Let's learn together and uncover more